going to give you a quick tip about the returns MessageBox input data that's going to help you anytime you're working with tables, but specifically in this case for MessageBox. So I've created a MessageBox here and it has two inputs in it. Now, presumably, whenever you use an input, you actually want to get the data that the user put into it. This one's going to ask the user to type in something, and we want to see what it is that they typed in. A method I've shown before for getting this data is for key value in pairs, return table.inputs do printf value. This is because return table gives you a table called inputs with the key value pairs of each input. So each input has a table in here giving you the key, that is this name right here, and the value, which is whatever the user put in. So we go through and we print the values, and now we have a list of values printed. That is great. However, there are two problems with this. For one, you might want to get one value specifically. For another, these values are not returned in the same order that you put them in. For some reason, the values are returned in a random order. Now you might think that you could do if key equals 1, then printf value. Unfortunately, that does not work either for multiple reasons, but one of these reasons is that the key isn't 1. The key is the name, which is input 1, but also if you just do this, you'll get the value, but if you're trying to do multiple of these and it does them in the wrong order, you can end up not getting all of your values properly. So there's actually an easier solution. That's it. You just take the return table, you reference, okay, in the return table, we're going to look in the inputs table, and within the inputs table, we have this identifier right here because this is the key. So it's looking for the key input 1, and we find it and it will give us whatever value is tied to the key input 1. This is also the case with the selectors and the states that the MessageBox returns values for. Another thing you can do if you want to make sure that you get all of the inputs but get them in order is this will check every single number in order. Of course, this only works if your inputs are named with this naming scheme. However, I have used it similarly. For example, I'll have sequence 1, sequence 2, sequence 3, so on. So you can make sure you get your inputs in order in this way if that's what you need.